So hi, so it's Ken again. So we're going to do another well-being film for ATTFE. In this film we're going to do, or I'm going to do with you, hopefully you're going to join in, we're going to do the Frolic of the Crane from the 5 animals frolic. The 5 animals in Tai Chi are the bear, the tiger, the bird, the monkey and the stag. The bird is always the crane. The crane is a symbol of longevity for the Chinese. Really good exercises for the lungs and for the heart. But we'll go through our principles and then we'll get into that. We do a bit of a warm-up and then we'll get into that. So Tai Chi principles. So imagine your head is as if it is suspended from above. Imagine you have a long ponytail coming up from the fontanelle area, and imagine this is tied up to the heavens. You're pushing your sacrum, your pelvic area forwards by doing a slight tensing at your center, like you're holding in a bit of flatulence. Slight tensing to push or pull the sacrum forwards, but that feels like it's hanging down from our suspension from above. Relaxing the hips, the knees and the ankles. Make sure you're not locking these out. You're not sinking too low either. You want to be sitting into the connectivity between your skeletal system and your myofascial web, that sinuous web of white connective tissue inside the body. You want to be sitting into that connectivity, the biotensegrity of the body. Your tongue is on the roof of the mouth, lips and teeth are lightly together. Have the feeling as if the ears are being pulled back to pull the neck back against the collar of a shirt, keep the jaw parallel to the floor, slight sinking of the chest, not hollowing, not hunching the upper back, but rounding the upper back, sinking the ribs to fill the lower back. And feel like you're sitting down. So where the top of the legs meet the buttocks, you have a groove, the gluteal sulcus. Feel as if you're sitting down, like you're sitting down onto a high stool and releasing and relaxing into your legs, like you would if you were sitting down onto a high stool. So again, you're not locking the legs out, you're not sinking too low. You want to feel the natural shock absorbing properties of your legs. Arms out at the side of the body. So we're just going to do a little bit of arm swings and a bit of waist turning, which I did in a previous film in the 5 Tai Chi exercises. So you'll find these in the 5 Tai Chi exercises if you want more details of these arm swings here. So arms out to the side of the body and just start to drop down. Just dropping your arms down, just bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down, swinging your arms, bouncing up and down. Just feel the natural spring, the natural bounce of the body. Keep the head as if it is suspended from above. Feel the shock absorbing properties of your legs. So you feel a lengthening all the way up through the body. A lengthening all the way up through the body. Up and down. So you're lengthening that myofascial web, that sinuous web of connective tissue that again surrounds everything inside the body, connects everything inside the body, the myofascia. It's really working with what the Chinese call the Jing power of the body, the elastic power of the body. Just bouncing up and down. Bouncing up and down. Make sure you're dropping the weight of the body down through the very center of your feet. You have the arches and the soles of the feet. You want to be dropping the weight of the body down through them. So you feel an extension of those arches, and then you feel them taking their arch shape back. And you feel that pump contained within that lengthening, that flattening, and it taking its shape back. And you're really utilizing that pump to keep your body in motion here. Nice and upright. So gravity is just pulling straight down through you. The weight of the body is just weighing straight down through you. Visualize that ball in your belly, that fist-sized ball about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body, closer to the spine, to the front of the body. Do a slight tensing in that area like you're holding in a bit of flatulence. And then just start to turn that from side to side. Turning it from side to side, just bouncing your arms up. Bouncing your arms up. Make sure your knees are staying in line with your toes. You're not twisting your knees staying in line with the toes. Still aiming the weight of the body down through the arch and the soles in the center of the feet. Soften the insteps, the bone, the tissue above the arch of the feet. You want to imagine that these are as soft as cotton wool. So if you were to put too much pressure on them, the whole knee, leg, body would collapse in. So keep your knees in line with your toes, softening the insteps. Really feel these spirals coming up through the body, just bouncing up and turning your waist, moving freely through the hips and the pelvic area. And I'm doing it like this for the moment. So you can see as I sink down to that supporting leg, the inguinal crease at the top of the legs is more open than closed. You can do it the other way around if you want. Doing it like this. So it's more closed when it's open. This is a good test to see if you're holding too much tension in the hips and the pelvic area. Because if you're holding too much tension in the inguinal groove at the top of the legs here, if you try to turn onto that leg, that tension will just bounce you out prematurely. So you want to dictate when the elasticity, the Jing power from the connectivity between your myofascial web and your skeletal system, you want to be able to decide when that elasticity is released, not dictated by the habitual tensions you hold on to in your body. Nice and upright, everything moving together, everything moving with the waist. And that turning of your center of gravity, that ball in the belly, the ball that we call the dantian in Tai Chi. It is an energy center, but it is an area as well. You want to feel as if you're moving from there. And we'll get more into the energy side of Tai Chi and Qigong as we progress through these films. Turning, and then just let it settle down on its own. Let it settle down on its own. So just hopefully you're nice and loosened up. So we'll start with our feet flat together. So we're going to do the Frolic of the Crane. As I said, The crane, the majestic bird, a symbol of longevity to the Chinese. Graceful, but they're really huge birds as well, really graceful. In the creation story of Tai Chi, they say that a Taoist monk called Chan Song Fong witnessed a fight between a snake and a crane, and noticed how kind of the crane would knock the snake out of the way. The snake would coil down and strike out, and he came up with the idea of the soft overcoming the hard. So the crane, a lot of symbolism for the Chinese and for me in my practice and my study as well. So the frolic of the crane. So you're just standing. Feet flat together. If you really struggle with your feet flat together here, you can turn the toes out ever so slightly. If you really struggle, again, you can step out a little bit wider. You make adjustments as long as you're not breaking away from the founding principles of Tai Chi. So the head is suspended above there. Nice and relaxed, moving from your center. Breathing in through your nose, if you can, of course, and you're breathing in. Imagine you're breathing into that ball, that area about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body. Feel as if that ball starts off about the size of a golf ball. As you're breathing into it, feel it expand to about the size of your fist or the size of a larger grapefruit. So pushing the belly out, pushing towards the back, pushing out, expanding in all directions. Just bring your hands up. So your fingers are pointing in towards each other. Palms are facing up towards your chin. Your jaw is parallel to the floor. You have the feeling that the ears being pulled back, tongue on the roof of the mouth, looking into the distance. Looking into the distance, listening intently behind you. And breathing in. Raise your arms up, breathing out, drop them down. So you're just moving from the elbow. So your whole body is moving together. But mainly from the elbows here. You're rising and falling the whole body, breathing in and breathing out. So you're just standing like one of those majestic cranes. Beautiful cranes. These cranes, like other large birds like flamingos and storks, they can balance on a single leg with perfect balance. We're motionless. It looks like they're asleep. They might be asleep. But if some potential food were to swim fast, they would dart into action with lightning reflexes. That's the kind of relaxation you have here. You're nice and relaxed. You're not thinking away from what you're doing, but you would be able to respond to anything that were to happen to you. So it's not a collapsed relaxation you've got here. It's a relaxed with awareness, a state that they call song in Tai Chi. Relax with awareness or relax with intention. Relaxed but not collapsed. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. You're still dropping the weight of the body down through those arches and the soles of the feet. Right in the very center of those arches in the center of the feet, you have an acupressure point called the Yong Chen point, the bubbling well point, kidney point number 1. Acupressure points associated with your kidneys. So by dropping the weight of the body down there, it's said that you are stimulating the kidney meridians and your physical kidneys. Breathing in and breathing out. In and out. And take your arms out to the sides of the body, hands up about shoulder height here, and breathing in. Take the hands up and touch the fingers of both hands to the thumbs, then drop them back down to shoulder height here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And I don't tend to count the repetitions of the moves I do. I used to. I don't tend to count them now. I'll do them till they feel right. If you do like to count, multiples of 3 are very good. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 36 is very popular. Breathing in. But I just do them till they feel right. Breathing in. In and out. The more effort you use with the shoulders here, the more that the shoulders will ache. And you will know that you have done this session with the shoulder. You'll know that you've done a workout with the shoulders when we finish this. We're going through the process of doing this. You learn how to let go of those unneeded tensions we hold onto. But we do, as humans, we hold onto far too much tension in the body and in the mind as well. Just trying to let go of what is not needed. There's superfluous tensions in the body and in the mind. Breathing in and breathing out. And you can do this slower if you want to, or even faster. Pretty much the rule of thumb when it comes to Qigong, as I understand it, is the quicker you do it, the more invigorating the Qigong is. The slower you do it, the more of a meditative effect you get. And drop your arms down, cross them in front of the groin. It doesn't really matter which hand crosses in front. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. You can, I remember I have done it I did this for a while ago, where I just touched the fingers onto the thighs. But now I like to cross the hands in front of the groin. Breathing in and out. Like a beautiful crane flying. Breathing in and breathing out. in. And breathing out. And then turn your toes out ever so slightly. And then as your arms go up, I want you to breathe out, go down. Breathing in, go down. My heels will come off the ground here. Breathing out, coming back up. Breathing in, make sure you're not sticking your chest out. You're not settling all the way to the body into the lower back, so keep the sacrum pushed forwards. Breathing in, dropping down onto the toes. You feel the toes around the toes and those two balls in the front of the feet. You feel that flex there as the weight drops down and the heels rise. You feel a flex, a lengthening. So now you're feeling the spring of that flex, the shock absorbing properties of the toes. Breathing in, good stretcher, keeping nice and upright. You can imagine you're balancing something on the top of the head here, so you're not leaning forwards, backwards, or to the side. You're not going too low here. I know I've been doing Tai Chi Qigong for, I'm in my 3rd decade of practice now. When I was younger, it was very, very physical. So I'd go down as low as I could. And that was just training the muscles, the muscle strength of the body, the Chinese call the Li strength of the body. Now I work more with the Jing power of the body, so feeling the elasticity. So it's not about going as low as you can go here. So you feel the whole body connecting, you feel the spring of the whole body. The whole body moving together. Breathing in and breathing out. Then you can put the toes back together and you can drop down here. Drop down, keep the knees on the toes, hug the knees, breathing in. Raise your arms up and raise your left leg off the ground. Try and get the thigh so it's parallel to the floor. Looking into the distance. So you're feeling the balance of the body. Rather than making those visual markers of your surroundings, feel the balance of the body. So you're really working on your proprioception, that inner feeling of the balance of the body. Breathing in, so dropping the weight of the body down through the arch and the soles of the feet. Keep your head up. And dropping down. Breathing in. Breathing out. And if you really struggle with your balance here, you can just come up and you can kind of just touch the toes onto the floor or raise the leg as high as is comfortable for you. Going down through the arch and the soles of the feet, soften the insteps. Breathing in. Keep the knees along the toes. Dropping down. Breathing in. You can hear my breath is getting up a bit here, so it is quite a good workout this is. Breathing in. Okay, dropping down. Touch the backs of the hands together. Breathing in. Get the hands back, step forward, and again touch the toes down of that front foot there. So you're not putting any weight on this front foot. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And out. And stepping forwards. And this opening here. Make sure you're not sticking the chest out, you're not flaring the ribs out. Breathing in. And breathing out. In and out, in and out. Make sure you're not sticking the ribs out, you're not curving in the lower back, sticking the chest out, the head's not hanging forwards. Breathing in and out, in. Do equal amounts on each side. So just rub your hands now. Rub your hands. If the hands are a little bit warmer than they were when we started. Rubbing your hands. Rubbing your hands. And then rub the neck. Like you're rubbing a magic cream or liniment here. You can rub your face here as well. I tend to not do this face rubbing out when I teach publicly now because of all things I went through a few years back. Touching your face was discouraged. You can do this if you're at home, your hands are clean. The neck, rub the shoulders, rub the shoulders. Feel like you're rubbing in a magic cream or magic liniment here. Rubbing the shoulders, rubbing the shoulders. Rub the shoulders. Rub around the solar plexus, belly, one way and the other way. Feel as if you're rubbing around that ball, that fist-sized ball in the belly, rubbing around it, rubbing around. Rub down the inside of the arms 3 times, outside of the arms 3 times, inside 3 times. Set the meridians are set to go this way, the chi's set to flow in these directions. So you're rubbing down there, ready to give the shoulders a good rub. Shoulders, you definitely know you've had a workout with this routine, the crane frolic. Rub the ribs The lower back, good rub here, rub in the lower back. Rub in the lower back. If you want a deeper rub in the lower back, you can use the wrists. Rub in the lower back, rub in. Nice kidney rub here. Stimulating the kidney here, give that good rub around the belly. The inguinal crease, if you don't feel too self-conscious about rubbing this area, the inguinal crease, and the buttocks, the thighs. Rubbing as hard as is comfortable for you. Rubbing the knees, rubbing warm, loving, positive energy into your knees. Love your knees, love yourself. It's not in a narcissistic or egotistical way, but self-love is really important for self-esteem. Shins and the calves and the ankles. Really being mindful of where you're rubbing. Really being mindful of where you're rubbing. Your mind isn't elsewhere. You are engaged in what you're doing here. And then have these Gong points in the center of the hands, pointing them towards that ball in the belly. So lining them up, these Gong points, the palaces of Tor, these acupressure points associated with the muscles around the heart, lining them up with that ball in the belly. Dropping the weight of the body down through the very center of the feet, tongue the roof of the mouth, head as if suspended from above. Ladies have their left hand on top, gentlemen right hand on top. This is yin and yang. Men being yang, women being yin on a rudimentary level, and just balancing the different energies. So if you get more experience with this, if you feel that you are too yang, you can balance with more yin. If you are too yin, you can balance with more yang. Pointing those points in the center of the hands towards the belly. Hands neither touching each other or touching the waist. Head as if suspended from above. Closing your eyes. Let your mind, your awareness, your thoughts, your intention, your breath, everything settle into that ball in the belly, that area about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body. Any saliva that's poured in your mouth, swallow that saliva down and imagine it drops straight down and splashes into that ball in the belly like a pebble dropping to a perfectly still lake. Just let your mind, your awareness settle into that ball in the belly. Where the mind goes, they say in traditional Chinese medicine, where the mind goes, the qi will follow. This will kickstart the internal alchemic process. The most important component within all this is your focused present mind, what the Chinese call the yi, the intent. And bring the hands to rest over this area. Take the thumb from the outside hand, place it into the very center of the inside hand. Breathing in. Pull the belly towards the back, do that tensing like holding mid of flexion from the hands down. Breathing out, rubbing down the hips, down the thighs, open your eyes, open your eyes. And we can finish there. So I will say, I hope you enjoyed that. Give it another go, watch the film again, and I'll be back next time for the next film. So I will say goodbye for now. Goodbye for now.